everyone, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to tell you my 10 favorite books of 2015. So all of these books got 5-star ratings from me. I'm pretty picky with my 5-star ratings. I don't give them out frivolously. I only give them to books that I absolutely love. So in 2015, I gave 18 books 5-star ratings, and I narrowed it down to 10 of my favorite. So I'm just gonna start. They're in no particular order, I just love them all. The first one is Until You're Mine by Samantha Hayes. I received this one from Blogging for Books in exchange for an honest review, and I absolutely loved it. It's about a woman who's pregnant, who has a great life, and she has a nanny move in, and alongside this storyline, there are a bunch of pregnant women being murdered, and it just had such a great plot twist that I totally didn't see it coming. I love plot twists, so it was great. It's a great story. I would recommend it if you like psychological thrillers. The next one is Journal, The Short Life and Mysterious Death of Amy Zoe Mason, found by Christine Atkinson and Joyce Atkinson. This was an unusual book, and it took me about an hour to read, but I really liked it. I thought it was a great story. It is a journal, basically, that this woman has found, and she's started to document her life in it. It's an old journal, so she's adding things to it, and there's a certain creepiness to it because the pages are yellowed, and it has those vintage drawings and photographs, which I always think are kind of creepy anyway, just the memorabilia and things. And the story is about a woman whose husband has to move to another place because he gets a new job and she has to stay behind, and it just gets really interesting. It has kind of a thrilling aspect to it. It's told in a very unique way, and I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So I gave this one 5 stars and would definitely recommend this one. The next one is Welcome to the Dark House by Laurie Faria Stellares. This one was great. It was just good fun. It's fun from the beginning to the end. It's about this contest where you can win to go get a sneak peek at a famous movie producer's movie, but there's more to it than meets the eye. It's like a horror story, but nothing too scary, just a lot of fun. I really liked the way it was written, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I have the second one, but haven't read it yet. I need to get on that because I want to see where this story is going to go from here. Was a lot of fun. The next one is The Good Father by Diane Chamberlain. I'm definitely seeing why Nicole, the girly girl bookworm, loves this author. Her stories are great. She's really good at pulling you into the story, and you don't want to put the book down. This was about a man named Travis who has a young daughter named Bella, and he finds himself in a really bad situation and has to make just desperate decisions to save him and his daughter, and it was just wonderful. I found myself just loving the characters and thought the story was very interesting and how it was all woven together. Another one I loved was Dangerous Girls by Abigail Haas. This one, I remember reading it and thinking, I just want to keep reading, I just want to keep reading. It was just very gripping. It just made me want to keep reading. And it's about these friends who go to Aruba for vacation, spring break or something, and one of them is murdered, and it's kind of like a murder mystery, whodunit, and it was fun, and it also just surprised me, which I always like, and yeah, this was great. Another one that I loved was Pretty Girl 13 by Liz Coley. This book, there's so much I want to say about this book, but I can't, because you really need to read this book for yourself and discover what it's about. It was great. It's about a girl. From what I will say is it's about a girl who, when she's 13, something happens to her on a Girl Scout camping trip. She comes back 3 years later, and she, as far as she knows, just left the Girl Scout camping trip. So she lost that 3 years of her life, doesn't really remember what happened, and it is fascinating the way this story goes. Oh, I loved it, and I could totally see myself rereading this book now that I know, like, I would love to read it again just because it is such a great story. One that I just read and loved was Unwind by Neil Shusterman. This book was great. It is such a great story. Most people know what this is about, dystopian, where you can be unwound between the ages of 13 and 18. Very eerie, very creepy, and just really, really good. I've just finished the second book, love that one as well. I can't wait to keep reading this series. And I have That Night by Chevy Stevens. This was another one that had a lot of twists and turns. It's about a girl who gets out of prison. She has been convicted of murder and now she's out. And I don't remember a lot about this. I read it the very beginning of the year in 2015, but all I remember is wanting to continue reading this, never wanting to put it down, just loving it. And it was very good from what I remember. I wish I could remember, but maybe it's good because I could reread this and probably be surprised again. But this was definitely one of my favorites. Last book I read of 2015 was also one of my favorites, The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I was surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I really didn't. I held off on getting it because I just didn't think it was my kind of thing. But I was so into it. I just thought it was great. Great story. He's a great writer and I enjoyed this quite a bit. The last book that I loved in 2015 is Lacey I by Jessica Treadway. This one I won in a Goodreads giveaway. It's about these parents, this daughter dating this guy, and one day the parents are brutally beaten in their bed and the boyfriend is the main suspect. And it's just another one of those psychological mysteries. Oh, it was really good. I don't know what it was about this book, but I remember having a lot of feelings about what was going on, and I just enjoyed it quite a bit. So definitely made my top 10 list. That's it. Those are the books that I read and loved in 2015. I had a great reading year. I had some duds, but there were a lot that I really enjoyed, and I'm happy about that. So I'm hoping 2016 will be just as good. And I hope your 2016 will be great as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.